And look at him pointing at Carmelo Anthony. 33 and 12 for Cade Cunningham. Pistons up 8. Remember, Saturday, the Knicks went on that 21-0 run in the fourth quarter, and it looked like they might do some facsimile of that here, bringing them all the way back. Jalen Brunson, mid-range, 37 for him. That got the Knicks to within 2. Next Pistons possession. It's Cunningham. Is he going to keep it? No, he's going to loft it for Jalen Duren. Detroit a 4-point lead. 1 minute left. Knicks trailing by 2. Brunson, Josh Hart. Yes, we're tied at 94. Would the Knicks come all the way back again? The crowd is rocking, but what the Pistons couldn't find was anyone to make a big shot in the fourth quarter on Saturday. In this case, they did. The clutch 3 from Dennis Schroeder, who had 20 off the bench. Final seconds. Last chance, Knicks down by 3. Mikal Bridges wide open. And not to be. Bridges did not score in the fourth quarter. Neither did Karl Anthony Towns. And the Pistons, who've been the better team 7 of the 8 quarters in this series, have evened up the matter. 100-94 is the final. Booze has a mic issue. Marcus Morris is ready to roll this morning. What was the very first thing to say about the Knicks last night, Marcus, watching that performance?
Man, it's alarming. The Knicks look tired. Like, Karl Anthony Towns looks tired. He's getting different looks. The bench depth is non-existent. Cameron Payne came and played really well the first game, and then he just didn't get any time in the second game. Listen, these guys are tired. They need the bench to step up, and I think the minutes from all throughout the regular season is starting to catch up.
Well, listen, I mean, the reality is the reality. The Knicks got 8 points off their bench last night. The Pistons got 35 off the bench. Booze, can you explain the difference that makes in a game that's tight down to the fourth quarter like it was Saturday and again last night?
It's huge because you need the other guys to step up. Obviously, Cade Cunningham is playing outstanding. Brunson's also playing outstanding for his team. But the others on Detroit are balling. I thought Tobias Harris was outstanding playing against Cat. He's outplayed Cat in the series to me. Yesterday, Cat was non-existent for me. Yep. I didn't feel him on the court at all. Cat, for me, has not taken a free throw. This is the first game. Shout out to Himbo. First game in his playoff career, he didn't even shoot a free throw. That's how unassertive he is on the court. And Tobias Harris is balling, rebounding, scoring, shooting threes, being a veteran presence for that team.
Karl Anthony Towns took 3 shots in the second half, 0 in the fourth quarter. Mikal Bridges, again, 0 points in the fourth quarter. These were the big acquisitions, Marcus, right, that this team went out and made during the offseason. These were the guys who were supposed to put them over the top. How about them last night?
I mean, Cat just looked tired. They're sending doubles at him. They're playing one-on-one. He's looked like he's trying to force the ball up. They're pulling out on the three-point line. He doesn't have really any driving lanes. And these guys are tired. They need someone to come in and get a couple minutes, effective minutes, to take off of them so they can at least analyze the game, right? As a player, when I played, obviously I'm not, as hard as Karl Anthony Towns. I needed a rhythm, right? I needed to sit down, let me see the game, let me analyze the game, but they don't get any rest. It goes out for maybe 2 minutes and he's right back in the game. Detroit is doing a great job of putting different bodies on him, showing them different looks, and I think it's starting to catch up to him. And even Mikal, right? A lot of his shots in the fourth quarter are short. These are 40-minute games of hard playing basketball when everybody's playing up to a different level. These guys need more bench production. They need more bench consistency. And quite frank, Tibbs just need to be more consistent with the other players.
Look, the reality of it is that one of the storylines coming out of this game on social media, and it was fueled by the coach of the Knicks, was the free throw disparity. The Pistons took 34 foul shots last night. The Knicks took 19. Here was Coach Tibbs after the game.
I want to take a look at the, obviously, huge discrepancy in free throws. Huge. So I got to take a look at that, right? So, I don't understand, how on one side that, you talk about direct line drives, the guy's getting fouled and it's not being called, right? So, and look, I really don't give a crap how they call the game as long as it's consistent on both sides. So if Cunningham's driving and there's marginal contact and he's getting to the line, then Jalen deserves to be getting to the line. It's really that simple.
All right, I love you, Coach Tibbs. Here's the reality of the situation last night. The Knicks were called for 22 fouls in the game. The Pistons were called for 24. Cade Cunningham drew 8 fouls in the game last night. Jalen Brunson drew 12. The difference, yes, there was a disparity in the free throws, and maybe that was some factor in the game, but it's not what decided the game. What decided the game is that the stars of the Pistons, namely Cunningham, played big when it mattered, and Jalen Brunson is getting no help. This was supposed to be the year in which they went out and they got Towns, they went out and they got Bridges. They gave up everything in the world to get Mikal Bridges, and if he was involved in the game in the fourth quarter last night, I must have missed it.
Yeah, I agree. Watching the game, I didn't think the free throws disparity was a big thing. Obviously, you see the statistics this morning, you see the statistics last night, but the flow of the game was good. Detroit was more aggressive. I felt like they were attacking the basket. They were more assertive, in my opinion. That's why they shot more free throws. However, if you get the ball to Cat on the block, maybe get him assertive in the post, whatever happened, Detroit Pistons are outplaying the New York Knicks.
They've been the better team. If there were 8 quarters played in the series so far, if you just parachuted in from somewhere else and had never seen either team play, you would say the Pistons are the better team. They were better in 7 of the 8 quarters. The Knicks hit them with one unbelievable run in which I think Detroit contributed. They couldn't make a shot to save their lives. They made a lot of mistakes. Almost felt like maybe the moment got a little big for them on Saturday. Short of that, they've been the better team consistently throughout this series. Marcus, are the Knicks in trouble? Would you just go like, I'm surrounded. We are surrounded. We are sitting in Knicks territory here. Are the Knicks in trouble, Marcus Morris?
As a Knicks guy, right, I love New York, but they are in trouble. This Detroit team is playing with a lot of aggression. They're playing with a lot of confidence. And best believe that when they go back to Detroit, it's going to be rocking. Listen, they know that they can win against these Knicks. They were up in both games convincingly. The first game, they just couldn't close. This is a closer series than what we all expected to be. And you better watch out for Detroit, man, because if they get 2 at home or 1 at home even, this is going to be a series that go to 7 games.
Yeah, Game 3 will be Thursday night at Detroit. We'll have much more basketball as we go this morning. It is a huge week. The NFL is our next stop. We are T-minus 2 days and counting through the draft. And in that spirit, let's drop a Schrager bomb. Peter Schrager is here with D. Wood and Mike Tannenbaum this morning. Peter, drop something on us. What's the most interesting thing you can tell us 2 days before the draft?
Greeny, I've been sitting on my couch watching NBA, watching you guys, texting every GM and every coach, and I will tell you this, around the league, the Titans, they're not listening to trade offers. However, there have been phone calls made to both the Browns at 2 and the Giants at 3 with the intention to move up from several different sources telling me there are teams who are looking to get up in this draft to either the 2 or the 3 spot. The assumption being to move up to the 2 or the 3 spot, it would be for Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, or the running back, Ashton Genty, who everyone expects to go somewhere in that 5 to 7 to 8 range. There have been teams making calls, and those teams are not immediately slamming down the phone. The Browns at 2, the Giants at 3. Everyone assumes it's going to be chalk, that this is going to go Cam Ward, it's going to go Travis Hunter, it's going to go Abdul Carter. Not so fast. I think the 2 spot gets very interesting if the Browns are listening to a Godfather deal for them.